Day 5 of 31 Days of Horror. Day 5 is Oddity. I didn't really have the appropriate thing for Oddity, I don't think, for any things. I don't have like a big tree monster kind of looking thing, so but hey, he's spooky. He'll do. Oddity was released this year in 2024 in theaters, but you can now watch it on Shudder, AMC Plus, Spectrum for free, but also you can rent the film. How to watch Oddity. I think with this one, you can watch it with a loved one, like you would curl up with a good book, maybe a blanket, some popcorn. It's that kind of movie. I think we'd also watch this one alone. I think it's a good first scare. If you have people that you know that aren't into scary movies or they never really watch scary movies, this is a good first one. Aaron's tip for day 5 with horror films: try new horror films. I know that there are like movies like Smile, which is massive, gets massive release, massive promotion. And then there's films like Oddity that don't get any promotion, that go into theaters and don't really get any traction. Look up some horror, try new horror. Not everyone's necessarily watching because no one saw this in theaters, really. Not too many. And now everyone's starting to get to know what this film is on streaming. So do it. Go try new horror. 1 minute summary time. I got 1 minute to summarize this film for you, spoiler free, so you can decide if you want to go see this film or not. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I wasn't ready for this. I didn't even prepare a shoot. Okay, so it's about this husband and wife, and the wife is in the beginning, I think this is fine to say, is murdered. Scary, scary stuff. And they just bought this new beautiful, well, not really beautiful, but like they have to renovate this big, huge mansion. She has a twin sister who she hasn't been in contact with as much. And then after her death, we meet the twin sister who they really haven't been in contact with. And she decides to go visit her sister, her twin sister's ex-husband, or her twin sister's husband. Gosh, that, the widow. His widow. I think they said for men. Anyway, so she goes to this house, and now it's all been a year later. So it's a beautiful home now, and she has this gift for them that was given to her, and it's this big, giant tree-looking monster that just sits at the table for the rest of the film. And that's all I want to give. And it's been a minute, so that's enough. 1 minute. Aaron's thoughts about this film. Erroneous thoughts. Just things I thought about this film. I only get a minute. 3, 2, 1. Okay, what I didn't say in the summary is that I think that I think her sister's a clairvoyant, the twin sister. Anyway, she can speak to the dead, right? And she can speak through the dead and things of that nature. But can't really get a hold of her sister. I loved this movie. It's a psychological film. It's about death and slightly about grief and what we pass down and things of that nature. It's like about family traumas as well, which I really enjoy in horror. And the monster that's in it is great. So freaking scary, creative. Nothing's really original anymore, in my opinion, but I would say if we were going to use a word, sure, original. Creative, though. That monster really got me and had a lot of great plot twists, a lot of great turns, a lot of good scares, but it's creepy and scary, but it's not like paralyzing in a way. It's good. Oh, and I got 10 seconds. Yeah, I would definitely recommend this film if you're into like death and kind of the hereafter, the afterlife. That was a minute. This is my experience when I watched it and my experience after it. And I love to say these things because I think it's important. I always ask people after they liked a movie or didn't like a movie, especially when they didn't like a horror movie, how did you watch it? Who did you watch it with? So this is important to me. I watched this immediately when it got to streaming because I missed it in the theaters and I really wanted to watch it once I just heard word of mouth a bit from it. Also, I was one of my first movies I watched into this season in September. I was very thankful that Oddity was one of the first films that really helped me out of my depression. If you don't know, watching horror films this year, I've been in a deep depression I didn't really realize, and horror really brought me out of it. And this is one of the ones that helped me, and I was really glad that I got to watch it right when it first came out to streaming, so I could tell others to go watch it and watch it throughout the season. So go watch Oddity if you have not. Did it stick its ending? I believe horror movie endings can make and break a film for you. Make or break a film for you. So I think it's important to ask this question: did it stick the ending for you before you watch this movie? And I give it, so if you don't know, 5, it stuck its ending, loved it. 1, ending not for me. And I'm going to say 4. And I'm not giving it that 5. I wanted something bigger to happen, but that's not what this film is. It's not about being bigger. For me, I was just waiting for like this big, and it doesn't really have that, but it has a great ending. So it's a 4. And especially the last few moments of the film, it was probably the 3.5 and it made it a 4. So yes, it has a great ending. I think you'll be very pleased with the ending. Just I wanted something more for it to be 5, for it to be perfect. I don't even know what that more is. You know what I know that more is? I wanted more of that beautiful monster. It's such a great monster, and it deserved to do more beautiful damage in this film that we get to see. It deserved more airtime. I wanted that monster to do some stuff, more stuff. It's time for Aaron's category. So I'm going to give this film some fun categories. Art, subjective. Horror, subjective. It's hard to kind of classify and put them in genres, so I want to get rid of genres. And I want to give you fun categories that this film made me feel, or that I think would help you understand if you should watch this or not. So here's my fun categories. It is psychological. It is a psychological film. It makes you think. It also is scary psychologically, as well as there's like kind of ethereal things happening in our psyche. But it's real. It's all real. It's not that kind of film. Monster. I'm putting it in a monster category because there's a monster in it, and it's a great monster. I think we have new ideas of what monsters are as well. So there's monsters all throughout. And there's a family film. I put it in a family. You heard me. Yeah, because it's about these 2 twin sisters and how they were so close. They were together, and family, and what family passes on to you, what it passes down to family, and death. This deals with death. And what I mean by that, the afterlife a bit, right? And what death does to us in this life. So yeah, those are my categories for this film. Give them 4. We're going with psychological, monster, family, death film. And would I stab this film again? Would I watch this movie again? You bet your life I will. Yes, I'm going to watch Oddity again. But this time I want to watch it with someone else. Someone maybe that hasn't seen the film before. I would love to experience it again. I think when you get to watch film with someone else, you get to experience it again. And I'm not one of those people that like look at you like, oh, are you scared? Are you gonna get scared? Oh, I was like, do you like this part? And I don't talk throughout it. I'm not that person. I like to experience what they're going through. So I want it to naturally just happen and me be there. That's Oddity for you. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Am I alone in this love for Oddity? That's okay. I'm okay with that, but I don't think I am. I'd love to know your opinion about any of the things I said. I would love to have a discussion. I will comment back. Happy Halloween.